Ah, shit, I think I messed up. Work, damn you. One sec. Sorry, let me just restart that. Oopsie daisies. File. Recent ROM. There we go. Okay, hello and welcome. All two of you, or 1.5. Can you have half a person? I don't think you can, but maybe. Science changes a lot of things each day. But today we're gonna play a game. One of my favorite games. Well, one of my favorite series of games. I don't know how I feel about this particular entry in the series. This game is actually a remake of old NES game, the first in the Fire Emblem games. And I can't remember the original Japanese title, but it roughly translates to Fire Emblem Shadow Dragon and the Swords of Light. So the Nintendo DS remake was just called Shadow Dragon. And shit, do I wanna... I think we're gonna do normal, because I suck. And let me turn the volume down a bit, I can't really hear what I'm saying. There we go. Long ago, Medius, king of the Dragon King. Medius? Medeus? Deus Ex Machina? I don't know. And I'd show you the rest of the prologue, but the emulator screws it up, so fuck it. Let's go. Prologue 1. Doesn't really have a title, it's just Prologue 1. Prince Marth, are you awake? Begging your pardon, sire, but the princess has asked to see you. Elise, is she alright? I don't know, we'll go find out. She seemed to be, sire, but her words implied a certain urgency. She bade you dress quickly and wait by the throne. Has something happened? If you don't want me to read all these things out, I mean, you can tell me. I'm just used to reading them out. That's what I do. It's our forces off in Gra, sire. There seems to have been some sort of incident, but, well, I'm not privy to the specifics. Because you're a foot soldier. Foot soldiers don't know shit. At least not in this country. The chain of command's a little screwy. We're not really sure how it's working out. We've been trying some new agey stuff and it's been difficult. But we're gonna keep going, you know? Because someone has to do it. I see. Thank you. I'll be there shortly. My sister said she would meet me by the throne. An incident in Gra. If Elise has news of our father, I pray it's good news. Well, praying's never done much for me, but maybe it'll do something for you. Okay, so they give us like tutorial crap as the game progresses. Tutorials like the one on top of the screen. Okay, I already know how to do all of this. So, pretty much, Fire Emblem is, you know, what people like to call a tactical RPG. It was probably the first one to do this system, if not one of the first. And, you know, you select your character and you can just move them. There's really not much to do in this prologue, it's just wait and do stuff. Over there, that's him, Prince Marth! Yeah, I'm tired of reading this stuff. Soldiers of Gra. Is like Gra red and like Altea blue? Or like do they change other colors? I don't remember. Ridiculous. I mean, think about it. If you lived... Actually, don't think about it, because I forgot what I was going to say. But the point is, you shouldn't surrender to an allied kingdom. Especially when you're not at war with them, right? I mean, we are not at war. They're just here for the homecoming party. No, they don't tell me shit. This one soldier comes to my room and tells me there's a situation, but he doesn't tell me any of the specifics, and he says he doesn't know, but I bet he's lying. I know for a fact that he knows. around my arms. I am the prince! You tell him, Marv. You show that princely pride. It'll do you good in the long run. I respect that. And so it's turn-based and the enemy gets to move. I'm not really good at explaining this stuff, but you know, we get to move and you can... Anyone who hasn't played this game can see the battle system. And read tutorials if you really cared about them, but I don't, so we're not going to. And then you can attack, and I'm going to use the iron sword instead of the rapier, because rapier only has 28 uses. All the weapons in this game have a durability, and as soon as that durability is out, the weapon is broken. There's a certain staff, I think, that can repair weapons, but only certain characters can use it, and it has few uses, and it's just really a pain in the ass. It's not a viable solution in the long run. So we're going to use the iron sword, and this right here, I don't know if you can see my mouse cursor, well if you can, is the weapons triangle, and we'll get to that in a bit. It's pretty easy to explain. It wasn't in the original NES version of this game. I think it was not only the later games that did that. I think starting with it was number 2 or number 3, I don't know. I never played number 2. I played number 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and everyone since that, you know. So we'll attack with an iron sword, and you got a little nifty menu right here. There's your HP and how much damage you do, and if you attack twice, you're going to do 7 damage twice, so 14 damage in total. We should kill him pretty easily with this one. And you see on the sword, we get the green upper arrow, and on our enemy's axe, he has a down lower arrow. That's because of how the weapon triangle works. It's basically just rock, paper, scissors. Swords beat axes, axes beat lances, or spears, or whatever the fuck you want to call them. And lances beat swords, and since we have a sword, we will attack with an axe and listen to this awesome music. Oh, you're dead! Love that sound they make when they die. See if I can level up at least once during this prologue. And over on the left over here, you can see, you know, character portrait, stats, a bunch of other stuff, weapon levels. We'll get to that later when it matters. My neck is killing me, but I don't wanna... Oh, he has a spear! No! Ah, damn it. It's okay. It's okay. You're buffed out. Work with this. Go around. And bam! Ooh. The level up system in all Fire Emblem games uses a random number generator, so it's basically like rolling to level up. So you roll a die, you can imagine, and the computer just picks stats that go up either by 1 or 2 at most, and sometimes in certain cases 3, or if you're changing classes, they can go up by like 4 or 5 at a time, but that's not for a while, so HP plus 1, strength plus 1, speed plus 1, luck plus 1. All very useful things to have. You'll show him. You'll show who? Of him. How dare he sit on our fancy chair? That chair was my father's, and his father before him, and his father before that, and many fathers over. You have no right, sir! So this is like the first prologue boss, pretty much. Now, a thing about if you're sitting on, you know, a glowing circle or some kind of gate or a throne or whatever, you gain health back from sitting on it. But it's kind of a moot point because he's dead anyway. And to end the prologue and, you know, basic information, we will seize the throne and proceed to the next chapter after a cutscene. Marth, are you alright? Sister, what is happening? Steady yourself, Marth, I have grave news. Grave is the color of my hair. grave isn't a color, I know that. But if it was, I'd imagine it kind of, you know, like... Our father was defeated by the Dollar Crustal Allied Forces. Delirious? Was your father delirious because he tried to fight them when he couldn't win? That's kind of insensitive. I'm a jerk. It's rough news to take. Ah! Those dicks! How dare they? The nerve of people. No loyalty. We don't know where the mother is. Flee the castle, go on without me. What? What is this self-sacrificial bullshit here? We're going together or not at all. No one left behind. Ohana means family. Lilo and Stitch, people. Lilo and Stitch. We don't have to face that. We can, you know, just sit on the throne and we'll just be constantly healed up. I mean, we could probably last for a few levels until, you know, they start bringing armored knights in and shit, but, you know. I will look for Mother and join as soon as I can. You will find Yagen and get away from here. Far away, understand? I pronounce it Yagen. Some people might say Jagan. I say Yagen. Or Jagan. Or Mick Jagger. Doesn't look like Mick Jagger, but, you know, maybe he's Mick Jagger in like 10 years. Mick Jagger's fucking old, man. Looks kinda, you know, rotting. Can't make any promises, kid. Those are the words of someone who is planning on dying here. Okay, well, you can see my save file where I tested some shit to make sure I was doing it right, and now we get to save, so we'll save right here. And prologue 2. Jesus Christ, maybe I should have just skipped the prologues. Nope, I'm too much of a wuss to go to hard. Sire! I love the music here. Just listen to it for a second. This game has excellent music. All of these games have excellent music. Frey! Frey has returned from the fray. And Abel! Oh, the princess sent you. Sir Miladius stayed behind to accompany her. That asshole, he's useless. I have not seen him do one thing as long as I've played this game. Then again, I don't remember actually beating this game. I've gotten close several times, but I think I was crapped out every time. It's like kind of when you're like doing a school assignment paper, and you think you're gonna do that paper, but you really, you know, procrastinate and try and do it all in one night, and it sucks horribly. Sometimes you get lucky, but, you know, the older you get, the harder the papers get, and the less forgiving the teachers are. Sir Yagen awaits us at the gates! And more guys! God, they're everywhere. I think they came in the front door, Abel, but you know. Okay, well, let's take care of it then. If you lose a unit, they are gone for good. I'm debating on whether or not I should use save states. I'm on an emulator, so they're possible. You know, it's not traditional hardcore way to play. Like, on other Fire Emblem games, I wouldn't use save states at all. Like, if anyone's actually played Awakening, that game is fucking awesome, the newest one. And I didn't use save states on any of the Game Boy games, but, you know... Maybe, just maybe here I might, if I could remember how to do it. I don't think I can. But, you know, now you have 2 units here, Cavaliers, which are basically, you know, just the starting class before you can change into Knights or Paladins or shit like that. And... Frey, I want you to go here. And attack using your Iron Lance. Now to explain the weapon triangle in depth, you can just look at that for a second if you didn't understand it. It's actually a pretty cool system. You get used to it pretty quickly, and it helps explain... It adds some more, you know, depth to the game. Or maybe it takes away depth, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it actually, like, makes sense, like, realistically. But, it's a game, who cares? Maybe you do, I don't know. Stab the fuck out of them. That's success right there. That's how it works. Okay, let's see. Archers over here. The thing about archers, they can attack from, 2 spaces away, so... Which is quite obvious. I mean, they're archers, so they're ranged. So if I was over here, where my cursor is, they could already attack me. Or they could attack diagonal like this. Like this, or across the river. Some archers can attack 2 spaces if they have a longbow, or if, in some of the later games, I think in Radiant Dawn there was a marksman class, and they could just, attack like 4 spaces away. It's fucking ridiculous. A ninja? A ninja thinks they can sneak up on you. I don't think they're... I don't remember. It's not important. Bag the prince. He's worth money. What can your mind comprehend? No, see? Another thing about, in this game, and I think Mystery of the Emblem, and some of the earlier games, the hit rating is kind of weird. I mean, the hit rating goes on a percent basis, from 0 to 100%, and that guy, that axe has 79% hit rating, and he didn't hit me, which I thought he would, I'm not complaining. It's, sometimes it's a little weird, and sometimes you may have, 90 hit rating and you'll miss. I don't really understand that. Wish I remembered how to pause this. I think Abel will attack with javelins, which can be thrown. Chuck stuff at him. I don't know how he gets the javelin back every time. He must have 100 of them just stored in a sack on his back. Like those javelin clippers. I don't know if that's... They probably have some fancy name, but I've seen them before. In real life, in books from history class, but... You know what I'm talking about. Or maybe you don't know. In which case, we will never speak of this again. This one. Right now, Frey is a good deal stronger than Abel. You may not look it, but he has it where it counts. See, here's what I'm talking about. These archers. I mean, most of them don't do much damage to, armored targets or ones that are at least relatively armored, but, it stacks up. It's just a pain in the ass. Gotta level up! Yay! Cool. HP +1, strength +1, skill +1, speed +1, luck +1. Kinda want resistance. Resistance, reduces damage from magic, which is always nice, because most characters don't have good resistance right off the bat. And it may not seem to make much of a difference. You'll still take damage relative to the enemy's level and the power of the magic they're using, but it's nice to say F you to magic, because magic is be one of the most useful and annoying things in this game, depending on how you play it. Sword instead. I want to get his weapon level up with that. Or not. Wow. Thanks a lot, Frey. Don't want to level up Abel because, I'll explain that later. There's a good reason for it. To end this annoyingly boring prologue mission, we will go seize this specific bridge, I guess. Oh my god, it's Jagen! Sire, it gladdens me to see you in one piece. It's not safe for you here. We must be at once. We must be away at once. It's not safe to go alone. Take this. Kane! I'm over here. You know, like 20 feet over. Just go a little bit further. You don't even have to take your horse. You can walk there. Kane? My god, it's Kane. And he's injured. And we also have a guy named Abel. Biblical references. If you didn't read the Bible, you know, that's okay. I didn't. Just forget it. He's supposed to be in... This message will go undelivered. That's my best interpret. Sorry, I can't talk today. I should just stop. I should just, you know, turn off the computer. Just stop. Never again. Go home and cry. I am home, actually, though. No, sire, not until we escaped. Kane, I trust you can put off bleeding to death for just a while longer. There you are, Miletus. You know, She's staying. Why? Not this crap again. If you don't understand, if you stay, then the chance of them killing you is extremely high. I don't remember if she dies or not. I'm pretty sure she doesn't. At least, maybe she does later. Fuck, I can't remember. It's been years since I played this game. Actually, not that long. I think this game came in like 2010 or 09 or 07. I can't remember when it came out. A while ago. Getting real sick of your ship, Princess Elisina. Elise, not Elisina. That's a completely different character. Wrong game, wrong game. She's not suggesting, she's commanding. Someone's gotta try. Go, Melodious! Go! Yeah, get the fuck out of there. So... I think we'll stop here for now. It's been about... fuck. Fuck.